Guys are latching on with us on this Monday morning because Winson and I are hanging out with a really cool guy because water keeps you cool. And we're chatting with the general manager, no less than the general manager of Metro Cebu Water District. That's MCWD,
Yes.
Mr. Ernie Delco.
All right,
Good
that
morning
is
once
right.
again, Sir Ernie. And before you say anything, Sir Ernie, I just want to say good morning to our friends at Philippine Airlines. They're actually tuning in as well. Hi to Tantan and everybody there at PAL. Good morning to you. Thanks for tuning
Hey,
in.
good morning, guys. Thank you very much for locking in to Monster Radio.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk a little bit more to Sir Ernie. But before that, is there anybody you want to say hi to, Sir Ernie?
Yeah.
All right. Or
Later.
Later on.
Maybe
Okay,
later
okay.
on. Okay, you know what? I'm thinking 40 years in the industry. There's got to be some challenges that you're facing, that MCWD has faced, and can you tell us a little bit about those challenges, Sir Ernie?
Yeah. Water supply business is not really easy. We know that water is a basic necessity, but don't you know, June, that it's very difficult to sell the water?
Really?
Water products that we have. Like a few years ago, our problems really is scarcity of water. You know, when you go out to other countries, they always tell you that, oh, Cebu, you come from Cebu. There's a lot of scarcity problem. There's a problem with shortage of water in Cebu, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said it's true, but no, it's not really a problem of scarcity of water.
Okay.
We have just accepted the 35,000 cubic meters coming from Luyang River in Carmen, and that's a big volume.
That's
But
true.
the challenge is, how are you going to convince everybody to connect to you?
Ah.
Right now, not everybody is connected.
Oh, seriously?
There are only something like 55% of the total population that are connected
Okay.
to MCWD.
If not from MCWD, where do they get their water from?
From other sources.
Some of them, they have their own wells in the
Mhm.
Oh,
house,
okay.
and even hotels, some of them have their own groundwater wells.
Oh,
Okay.
And the cost of their production is a little bit lower.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sometimes much lower than our cost. And they opt to patronize their own source rather than getting from MCWD
I
Okay.
see.
for one reason or the other. And although we're trying to tell them that when you connect to MCWD, it's actually trying to lessen the stress in the groundwater aquifer.
Oh, okay.
When all of us are extracting water, then there will be a danger of salt water intrusion. The salt water
I
coming
heard
from the
about that
sea
a few years ago,
will go
yes.
inland and
Mhm.
affect all our groundwater wells. And there will be a time like in 2030, if
Mhm.
business as usual, if there will be no intervention, then by 2030, the salt water will go as far as Talamban area.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
and if that happens, then all the wells that are being used right now by the people will be closed down and will be useless, and will be blamed by our grandchildren at 20, 30 years down the line.
Okay.
My
Yeah.
We don't want
goodness.
that to happen.
Of course, of course. It's not just about supplying water to the immediate need right now. It's about thinking about longevity.
Of course,
Yes.
the future
Sustainability is the
generations.
name of the game.
Sustainability is the name of the game.
So right now, where does MCWD exactly get its water from?
Yeah, we get 80%. Before this Carmen thing came in,
Mhm.
we get 80% of our supply from the groundwater.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a high percentage.
Mm-hmm.
We have one dam, which is the Buhisan Dam.
Yeah, I visited that place
Yeah, it's
in
more
high
than
school.
100.
Yeah, it's
You-
open
you-
for
you
tree
saw it?
planting.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
It's actually more than 100 years old already, but still,
Mhm.
still doing good.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, it's about 7,000 cubic meters per day
Mhm.
production. And we also have a mestizo surface water. A mestizo in the sense that the water coming from the river is being diverted to the infiltration basin and being sucked or pumped by the pumps of groundwater.
Okay.
So it looks like groundwater, but it's actually surface water.
I see.
Oh,
So
okay.
that comprises about 15%, so for a total of 20%. Surface water is more environmentally friendly because if
Mhm.
you don't tap that water, it goes to the sea and it becomes useless.
That's true.
Yeah, and the reason why even if it is more expensive than groundwater, it's good to start developing surface water
Mm-hmm.
because there are a lot of good things that can happen if you develop surface water. One is you prevent flood.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you use the
Yes,
water
yes.
upstream, you use that for drinking water, then that water, which is supposed to be a flood, no? If you don't trap it, then
It gets diverted
It,
and
gets
it
diverted,
gets-
and
yeah, it gets
it
used.
becomes drinking water instead. No?
Okay.
The other one is that if it goes to the sea, of course it still can be used by the fish, no? But without going to the sea, it can be tapped. So it's environmentally friendly,
Mhm.
and you avoid putting more stress in the groundwater.
Yeah.
Groundwater should be a reserve instead of a first option.
Okay. All right. Super cool. So, what are the other plans that MCWD has in store for?
Yeah. Of course, we need to increase our demand coverage
Mhm.
or population coverage. To do that, we have to invest in pipelines expansion. As a matter of fact, we have 1.2 billion this year
Wow.
budget for pipeline expansion, reservoirs, and all the other equipment that are needed just to expand our services. And in the coming 5 years, June, we will have some 4 billion all in all allocated
Mhm.
for expansion purposes. So it's going to be a lot of investment coming
Yeah.
in just to make sure that we increase our demand coverage. We don't sit down here and just look at our demand coverage stay at something like 50%.
Mhm.
55%.
Okay.
We want to make it 100%.
Wow.
God willing.
Yes, God willing.
In the coming years.
And so it's nice to know that really our friends from MCWD are working day in and day out to get us that really potable water that
Yeah.
we all need,
Mhm.
and from several very interesting sources as well.
Yes.
That's actually readily available where we are.
Yeah, and it's a lot of work put into it's pretty much a public service. I know that MCWD is a business, but then it really sounds like public service when you're providing
Oh, most
people
definitely.
with water that they need every day, for everyday things.
Yeah, it's more of a service because we're a government company.
Mhm.
We don't really have retained earnings or some kind of a dividend at the end of the year. All of the money that we accumulate will be plowed back to expansion and improvement of services. Unlike private companies where they have profits and they divide it to
Mhm.
stockholders, we don't
Mhm.
do it. So it's all about service.
Okay.
It's all about
I have a
service.
question,
Yeah.
but then it's not super related. But then I hear about hard water and soft water. What's the difference, and what do we produce? in
Yeah,
MCWD?
rainwater is soft.
Okay.
You notice I don't know if you tried it.
I've tried it.
Yeah,
I've
you
tried it. Yes, it's
Yeah, the
kind of
soap-
slippery.
The soap
cannot
doesn't
go
completely
away.
wash off, right?
You have
Yes,
to
yes,
rinse
yes.
it so many times. But groundwater, which 80% we're getting from,
Mhm.
is actually hard water.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
There's so much calcium there.
Okay.
And the surface water is also a little bit softer.
Okay.
Surface water. So when Carmen water comes in, then there's already a bigger mixture of surface water
Okay.
to groundwater.
So the water that we get from our MCWD tap, is that hard or soft?
Right now it's 80% hard.
Okay.
Mhm. Because the
Yeah.
minerals are there.
Mhm.
Yeah, but they say the soft water, like in Manila,
Yes.
they make I don't know if it is proven already, but they said that they make our skin whiter.
Yes, this is what I was trying to get at. Because
Seriously?
exactly. Because people were talking about the Manila water is soft water, right? Like the Manila they
Yes,
pump out.
of course,
and then-
100% soft.
Yeah, and they say that because it's soft water, it's better for your skin and you get whiter.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, and
so-
a lot of young people like to be white. I don't know why.
Yeah, and people just say like if you live in Manila for a couple of years and take
You're
a
gonna
bath
be
in soft
lighter?
water, you become whiter. Your skin becomes a little fairer.
I go for the
And-
minerals,
right?
you know, seriously, I go for
So
the minerals.
I think regardless of that being true or not, I think it's still good news to hear that our water will be a little softer now
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
the new projects by MCWD.
That's the upside of it, but the upside also of groundwater, like you said, June, it's more of minerals.
Mhm.
Like surface water has lesser fluoride. You go to Manila, a lot of people there have defective teeth. Some of them.
Oh, okay.
Some of them claim that Cebuanos are more just like you, June. You have beautiful teeth.
Thank you very much, Sir Ernie.
It's noticeable and. Probably because you drink from the tap, probably that's
Yep.
a byproduct of your drinking from
Mhm.
the tap.
Most
80%
definitely.
Hard water with,
Mhm.
with so much
I brush my teeth with tap water, so
Okay.
there might be that.
Yeah. You don't have to drink it.
Okay. All right. We just have a few more moments with Sir Ernie, but I think we could still break into a song. And I know Sir Ernie because he's also playing Jumpstart's making Sir Ernie Delco DJ this morning. So you're going to send this next song out to some important people, right?
Yeah. The next song will be all about that bass. I'm not very familiar with this, but I always listen to my daughter Aika sing this when we go to Redbox or any other karaoke there. This is coming from Megan Trainer, all about that bass, dedicated to MCWD employees, especially the people behind Tawad Convention. On Monster Radio, BT 105.9 FM.
DJ is already.
Hello, hello.